Good afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lagos State Emergency Management Agency urges residents to stay calm, assures of state's preparedness to mitigate flooding. Nigeria and Brazil set to sign 30 agreement as strategic dialogue begins in Abuja. On the foreign China to stage military parade in Tiananmen Square for World War II anniversary. In sport, Super Falcons coach expresses confidence in team's readiness for 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Amid growing concerns over potential flooding, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, has called on residents to remain calm and avoid panic, urging full cooperation with emergency response teams. Permanent Secretary of the agency, Olufemi Okeosoyintolu, said the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is committed to address flooding and protect the lives and properties of residents. Okeosoyintolu said the government has identified several flood-prone areas based on recent risk analysis, which include Etiosa, Limosho, Kushofe, Lekki, Apapa, Amowo, Dofin, Surulere, and Agege. He noted that to address these challenges, the agency will support, with the support of the Ministry of the Environment, has upgraded the drainage channels, enforced environmental and building regulations, and improved communication between government agencies and the public.
Àwọn èèyàn wa wípé kọ́ má jáyà wọ́n ti gbọ́ káàkiri pé àwọn federal government. We have upgraded the call center to an agency level that people could be proud of. People can hold us accountable of what we are doing. These are things that we say we have done everything that is humanly possible to ensure that our city is safe.
Okeosoyintolu said LASEMA has set up 3 relief camps across the state's senatorial district, which are equipped to accommodate thousands of internally displaced persons, IDPs, while noting that the camps provide not just temporary shelter, but also social, psychological, and vocational support for affected residents. He said to strengthen disaster response, local emergency management committees and operational units have been activated across all local government areas of the state. Okeosoyintolu urged residents to report emergencies by calling the state toll-free lines 112 or 767. The Lagos State government has released a traffic diversion plan ahead of scheduled repair works on the Ogudu-Ifako Bridge. The long-awaited maintenance project, previously postponed, is now set to begin on Saturday, June 28, and will continue for 110 days, ending on Wednesday, October 15. According to the Ministry of Transportation, the repairs will be carried out in 8 phases affecting both directions of the bridge. Phase 1 to 4, which will focus on the section inbound Alakbare, will run from June 28 to August 16, while phases 5 to 8 to get an inbound Wuronshoki will take place between August 16 and October 5. During each phase, only the immediate 50-meter stretch of the repair area will be partially closed and 1 lane will remain open to traffic. For phase 1, motorists from Iyanawuru are advised to divert through Bagada, connect to Anthony, and then access Ikorodu Road. In phase 2, drivers coming from Eko Bridge are advised to use Funshaw Williams Avenue to reach Ikorodu Road. The Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, says last mile officials will be deployed along the affected corridors to manage traffic and reduce disruptions. The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill to extend the capital component implementation of the 2024 budget from June 30 to December 31, 2025. The bill, titled A Bill for an Act to Amend the 2025 Appropriation Act to further extend the capital component of the Act from 30th June to 31st December 2025 and for related matters, was presented by Deputy Majority Leader Ibrahim Halims during Tuesday's plenary. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas said the extension was necessary because the 2024 budget has not been fully implemented. The bill was passed through voice note and referred to the Committee on Supply for further action. Now to the rest of the stories. In a bid to deepen ties between Nigeria and Brazil, Brazilian Vice President Geraldo Alckmin has arrived in Abuja for a high-level diplomatic visit. Alckmin touched down at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, accompanied by his wife Maria Lucia Alckmin. He was welcomed by top Nigerian government officials, including the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Hadejia, and other key ministers. The visit marks the state of the second session of the Nigeria-Brazil Strategic Dialogue Mechanism, a three-day summit focused on strengthening cooperation between the two countries. Over 30 agreements are expected to be signed during the summit, covering critical areas such as defense, agriculture, energy, health, education, and cultural exchange. Vice President Kashim Shettima will host his Brazilian counterpart. According to the Office of the Vice President, the dialogue provides a framework for advancing shared strategic priorities and expanding bilateral partnerships. Anambra State government has unveiled a series of major development initiatives, including the construction of a state rehabilitation center to tackle mental health challenges, as it prepares to open the Solution Fund City to the public on Saturday. The Solution Fund City, part of the legacy project built by Governor Charles Soludo's administration, was inaugurated by President Bola Tinubu during his one-day official visit to Anambra on May 8. Commissioner for Information, Law Mefo, in a statement said the decision to open the infrastructure to the public was taken at the 12th meeting of the Anambra State Executive Council. According to him, other key decisions were made during the meeting, among which include the building of a rehabilitation center at Nibo in Oka to address the state's mental health issues. In foreign news now, Chinese troops will parade through Beijing's Tiananmen Square alongside aircraft fly past and high-tech weaponry to mark 80 years since the end of World War II. Millions of Chinese people were killed during a prolonged war with Imperial Japan in the 1930s and 40s, which emerged with a global conflagration following Tokyo's attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Beijing's Communist Party has held a series of blockbuster events in recent years to commemorate its wartime resistance, vowing that China will never be brought to its knees in such a way again. According to an official at China's military commission, Wuzeki, the parade on September 3 will see President Xi Jinping inspect troops in Tiananmen Square. The Kremlin has said Russian President Vladimir Putin will attend. The Chinese officials said world leaders are also expected to take in the scene. In sport now, Nigeria Super Falcons are gearing up for glory as they head into the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, with three eyes firmly set on a historic 10th title. The head coach, Justin Madugo, is confident his team can deliver. The Falcons lost the last edition to South Africa's Bayana, also in Morocco, but this time Madugo says the team is battle-ready and focused. He also highlighted the broader impact of a successful tournament, saying it could boost opportunities for local coaches across Africa. The Super Falcons will kick off the WAFL 2024 campaign on Sunday, July 6 in Casablanca, with a face-off against Tunisia in the opening match. That's it on the news at 4, but just before we go, ensure you make use of your seatbelt while driving. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under EcoExcel You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Amid growing concerns over potential flooding, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, has called on residents to remain calm and avoid panic, urging full cooperation with emergency response teams. In a bid to deepen ties between Nigeria and Brazil, Brazilian Vice President Geraldo Alckmin has arrived in Abuja for a high-level diplomatic visit. We also told you that Chinese troops will parade through Beijing's Tiananmen Square alongside aircraft flight past and high-tech weaponry to mark 80 years since the end of the World War II. And finally, in sport, as Nigeria Super Falcons prepare for the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, where their eyes are firmly set on a historic 10th title, the head coach Justin Madogo is confident that his team can deliver. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Walaya. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.